Hey guys, in this section we're going to start looking at sine and cosine defined on the unit circle. Now the unit circle is the circle that has its center at the origin and radius 1. The radius is 1 unit, that's why it's called the unit circle. The equation for it is x squared plus y squared equals 1. So what I want to do is pick a number. I'm going to start with a number here on the unit circle. I'm going to draw in the angle going from the origin up to there, and I'm going to call that angle theta. And I'm going to drop this down so that we get a right triangle. Now any point that's on here, I can call it xy, and it satisfies x squared plus y squared equals 1. So what I want to do here is, let's look at this. This distance here is y. This distance here is x. And the radius here is 1. So if you look at this, the Pythagorean theorem gives you x squared plus y squared equals 1. And that's also, the equation of the circle. Now the cool thing is, if you start looking at sine and cosine of theta, if you look at this, sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Well, opposite is y and hypotenuse is 1. So sine theta is y. And cosine theta, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So the cosine is just x. And so that's how the angle there is related to the x and y coordinates of the points on the unit circle. Any point you pick on the unit circle, the x coordinate is going to be cosine theta and the y coordinate is going to be sine theta. And we derived that over here in the first quadrant, where theta is between 0 and 90 degrees. But this works even for bigger angles. If you were to draw an angle out over here, then theta would be a large angle, and sine and cosine would be the coordinates of this point here. Notice both of them would be negative in this case. If we picked an angle, say something like 100 degrees, if I drew 100 degrees, that would be right about here. And for that one, notice its x-coordinate is negative and its y-coordinate is positive. So its cosine would be negative, but its sine would be positive. So this is basically the thing you need to memorize from this. I say memorize. Memorize it, or if you understand this, you can always rederive it if you need to. So a couple of facts about points on the unit circle. This says for any point on the unit circle, x is cosine theta and y is sine theta. And also for any angle, sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is 1. That comes from the Pythagorean theorem on this triangle. It also comes from some simple substitutions. If you take this equation up here of the unit circle, and you replace x with cosine theta, and you replace y with sine theta, then you get sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is 1. All right, this next example I have, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because it's not the best example in the world. It says draw a point on the unit circle at theta equals 100 and then guess or estimate the sine and cosine values. All right, now 100 degrees, it's going to be 1/9 of the way between 90 down to 180. So 100 degrees is going to be an angle that looks about like this. And we're supposed to guess or estimate the sine and cosine values. Well, let's see. Remember, the x-coordinate is cosine theta. Theta in this case is 100. Y is sine of 100 degrees. And the part about guess or estimate, well, this might be easier if I had it on a piece of graph paper or something. Let me make these squiggly equals. let's see. So the x-coordinate, I don't know exactly what it is, but the x-coordinate at this point is definitely negative. So it's going to be negative, let's say maybe negative 0.2. And the y-coordinate is going to be positive, and it's definitely close to 1, but positive. So let's say 0.9. Again, this is just a guess. All right, if I get my calculator and estimate that, well, I've already put it in here. Don't know if you can see that very well, but the actual values, let's see, for cosine of 100, the actual values are, this is like Price is Right. Actual value is negative 0.17, etc. And y is 0.98 something. So I guess my logic was good, even if my estimates were off. You know, we knew x had to be negative and small-ish, and y had to be positive and close to 1, but not quite. All right,